Trump's plan to indict Letitia James as a way of intimidating her or somehow extracting revenge is backfiring spectacularly. He's instead just given one of the most powerful voices in America for the pro-democracy movement a megaphone, and she is using that to good use. She addressed a crowd that had assembled outside the courtroom steps of the Virginia courthouse where she formally pled not guilty. The crowd had signs, "Defend Democracy." It was playing music by Public Enemy, "Fight the Power." And this is what she said to them.
Up for the rights of New Yorkers and Americans, and I will not be deterred.
That's a lie.
And I will not be deterred. I will not be distracted. I will do my job each and every day, and that's why I'm headed back to New York, because there's work to be done. Standing up for the rule of law. God bless you and thank you all, and I appreciate you.
At this moment in time where the news distracts and Democrats are hungry for powerful voices, Trump has just helped us all hear and see Letitia James better. And she has a message. The message is to stand up to this authoritarianism, to stand up for the weaponization of our government, to not bend a knee. Seeing her in real time give strength and courage to this cause is inspiring. Trump, if he has not already regretted giving her this megaphone, he surely will, because this is just the beginning of many hearings, perhaps many crowds that will come, certainly many speeches she will give that will be amplified because of this bogus charge against her. Now, let's break down. Now, as we know, Lindsay Halligan was the one who brought these charges because the top U.S. Attorney for the Eastern District of Virginia, Seibert, declined to do so. So Trump, in the Truth Social post, basically directed Lindsay Halligan to be the interim U.S. Attorney instead and bring this. Now, Lindsay Halligan, not only was she the personal attorney for Trump within the White House, but she was also an attorney involved in the Mar-a-Lago classified document case. She has been tangled in Trump's web of weaponizing the government and all of his misdeeds for quite a long time. As it turned out, she was a part of she was present at the August 8th, 2022 Mar-a-Lago FBI search. She gave comments about it. She was at the meeting with the DOJ where they tried to convince the DOJ not to bring charges against Trump. If you remember, Evan Cochran was the lawyer who drafted the letter in June of 2022 who said that they looked everywhere and they couldn't find any classified documents. And then Christina Bobb ended up signing that letter, probably because Evan knew that they actually did have the classified documents. And then the third attorney that was part of this, there were 3 Trump attorneys that were involved in the classified document case from the beginning. Lindsay Halligan was the third. He then now appoints this person who did his bidding regarding the classified documents case to this U.S. interim position. The person who was willing to bring these charges against Letitia James. Should not be surprising, knowing the history of what she was willing to be entangled with him with the classified documents case. Now, Letitia James is using her appointment as one of the ways to try to dismiss the charges against her. She's arguing that both of his vindictive prosecution, which frankly, I think Trump's post on Truth Social saying that, hey, you need to charge Letitia James because our credibility and reputation are being hurt, should be enough. But also, in addition, she's saying that she was not validly appointed. Probably what will come to a head on that decision is whether or not Seibert resigned or was fired. Trump said that he fired him. Seibert said he resigned. Which is it? And that will probably come to whether or not that was a valid appointment or not, because Trump can't just push out everybody just because he doesn't do his bidding. But if somebody resigned, he has a vacancy he has to fill. So whether or not Trump is going to have some sort of affidavit, or how they're going to figure out if he was resigned or fired. But ironically, it's Trump's own post that actually may make it harder for him to have Lindsey Halligan validly appointed, because he couldn't fire him. It's easier to say he had to fill a vacancy, but Trump, as it is, his own words used against him all the time. Trump's own words will be used against him in a vindictive prosecution issue, and will be used against him in whether or not Lindsey Halligan was validly appointed. It's fall, which means I have more time for self-care now that the kids are back in school, and I have been turning to my iRestore Elite for my hair and the iRestore Illumina face mask. I can sit on the couch. They're simple to use. They have great results, and they're non-invasive. And the iRestore Illumina face mask is a dermatologist recommended mask that packs double the power of most other masks with 360 medical grade LEDs. And the great thing about it, it has 3 different wavelengths, but you don't have to cycle through the different wavelengths. You get them all at once. There's the red light and the infrared light wavelength, which helps with anti-aging, increased collagen production, hyperpigmentation, and improved blood flow to the skin. The blue light helps reduce blemishes, clear acne, prevent breakouts, and shrink pores. And the iRestore Elite for the hair uses the most advanced hair regrowth technology. It's equipped with trademarked VIXO lasers that feature wider beams of red light covering more scalp and surface area. This ensures enhanced hair follicle stimulation for better, more consistent results, and it is super easy to use. Just press the power button. So don't just bounce back, glow back with powerful clinical level tech for your hair and skin. For a limited time, get a huge discount on the iRestore Elite plus Illumina face mask bundle with code MISTRIAL at iRestore.com. That's code MISTRIAL at iRestore.com for our exclusive offer. Don't forget to check out their other deals, and please support our show and tell them we sent you. So the judge in the hearing where Letitia James formally entered her not guilty plea went ahead and set some dates. The trial is going to go forward January 26th. Evidently, it's going to be a 5-day trial. Her attorney, Abe Lowell, in the courtroom saying, "We want the speediest trial ever," which, if you know criminal cases, mean they think they have a very good case, because defendants have a constitutional right to a speedy trial, because you don't want the government to be able to put you in jail if you don't have a bond or have these charges hang against you indefinitely. So you have a right to have a speedy trial. But usually it takes a very long time from an arrest or a charge to fully go to trial, because the defense wants to put forward their best defense possible. And so the delays are usually coming from the defense side. The fact that they are wanting a speedy trial, happy to have it in January, which is right around the corner, shows how strong of a case it is. And we know this also because of the New York Times reporting that, in fact, that home that the DOJ is trying to say was an investment property, her grandniece lived there rent free. So that reporting showing that this charge is going to be easy to overcome, even if it goes beyond the motion to dismiss but goes to trial, that will be easy for her to get acquittal, and her defense team acting as if that is true as well. So one of them in the motions that Letitia James has filed, one of them is to dismiss it because of the actions of Lindsey Halligan, that she's not validly appointed. She's also asking for a gag order on Lindsey Halligan and any government officials related to her case because of the communications that got viral with Anna Boyer, the lawyer, the reporter for law firm that Lindsey Halligan had communicated with, and then tried to have be confidential after the fact, which is not how journalists work. Lindsey Halligan knows this. This is not how journalists work. But that became a part of the motion by Letitia James. Letitia James, excellent advocate. I remember she was the one who won and beat Trump hundreds of millions of dollars. This is why Trump runs vengeance. But she, having her legal skills now be able to be put to use for herself, it's an extremely strong lawyer defending herself with, of course, her team of lawyers. But so they put this text exchange in there saying that there's Lindsay Halligan communicating with the reporter violated so many rules, violated rules of criminal procedure, the lawyer's ABA professional responsibilities, the DOJ's own manual. Now that she is a criminal defendant, she has so many constitutional rights. One of the things our founders got right was giving a lot of protections to criminal defendant, because there's always an imbalance of power with the government versus an individual. In this case, they probably never imagined imbalance of power would include a president. But because of that, she has a very strong argument for a gag order on Lindsay Halligan and others, because they're tainting the jury, they're prejudicing the jury, and the prosecutor knows better and should do better. Well, the judge also scheduled a hearing for the vindictive prosecution motion for December 5th. So right around the corner. And we have already seen with the Kilmar Abrego Garcia, Judge Crenshaw there, doing the same, holding a hearing for the vindictive prosecution. That one is going to come first. But usually these are extremely, if never, ever even have a hearing. The fact that these judges think there's enough evidence, again, that Truth Social post alone is maybe enough. But the fact that these judges think there's enough evidence to go forward with these evidentiary hearings shows how corrupt and how much Trump is weaponizing the DOJ. But in the meantime, he is giving Letitia James a megaphone. He is going to regret if he hasn't already, because every hearing that shows up, she's going to come and speak out. If you haven't already subscribed, be sure to subscribe for the many updates on the Mistrial podcast and the MeidasTouch YouTube channel.
Love this video? Support independent media and unlock exclusive content, ad-free videos, and custom emojis by becoming a paid member of our YouTube channel today. You can also gift memberships to others. Let's keep growing together.